Hi guys, this is Anya Deva with Elemental Therapy. Today's class, and I have an audience here, is about how easy it is to make conscious, positive decisions in your life, and how easy it is to stay aligned with your highest vibration versus being really confused and going really deep into negative fears and etc. and making your decisions in life from those like negative place. How easy it is to stay in your power, basically. So this is how it all begins. When we're born as a baby, right? We're like really this pure, already healed, positive being, right? Of light and love. And we were born into this reality. And then we start to collect all these different programs from the parents, from school, from society, because now we're learning, we're integrating in this world. And so we start to get all this different programming, which has lots of good and bad, negative, I am not good enough, I am amazing, all this programming. So lots of confusion. And from this, we can go into, we have another derivatives, which is good. It's all good here, good and positive. And here, what we can call evil or negative. Fears, self-judgments, all that negative stuff. But most people stay in this confusion state. They go back and forth. They fluctuate from good and bad, good and bad. So the whole life is like a confusion. It's a bucket of everything, right? So how to stay in mostly the good, which is creating good luck, creating abundance for yourself, creating amazing relationships with yourself and others, how to stay in this positive, always in a good mood, right? How to stay in this positive thing, how to be, how to choose from here. So, and this is where we have the power to choose. So as soon as you have some kind of like thought, which comes from your programming or reaction from a situation like this, even this COVID situation, let's take it, right? The reaction is, oh my gosh, it's a pretty bad thing. So even if we were like in a good, we could jump here, and now we're all confused, like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? And then we're gonna go, oh my gosh, we're all gonna die, boom. And then we're here. And lots of here, we're here. And this is where you're weak. This is where you actually can get sick, where your immune system goes down. This is where everything falls apart. This is where the bad luck is created, right? So we stay here and we suffer. But how easy it is to actually get, back to your confused state and then say, no, everything will go well for me. I know that I create my own life, and I know that, let's say in this case, the virus is a low vibration entity, and if I stay in my high vibration, nothing can touch me. I'm untouchable, right? So here we are. Or even if I get it, I will get over it. It will be just like regular flu for me, right? For example, or in any situation, right? Situation with your relationships, for example, right? Oh, this guy is an asshole. Oh, I always have, bad luck with men or women. And then boom, you hear, like, I always be lonely, like I don't deserve, and you stay in this negative spin and you suffer, right? We don't want to suffer, we don't need to suffer. So realize that you have the bucket of confusion, and from confusion you have power to choose either this or that, and then how easy it is to choose this, right? It should be easy. So the way you can know also the truth from the lies, because our mind tells us lies. So if it's a lie, it will feel really bad. Like you're gonna have very negative emotions arising, like fear, like self-judgment, like shame, all this emotion. So as soon as you notice that the thought creates this type of negative emotion, no, it's a lie, and you can rewrite it for yourself. You can even write that lie on a piece of paper, burn it, flush it in the toilet, and then write what you actually want to create in your life, like how you want it in your life. And this is how easy it is to stay always in the good. You just have to basically pay attention and be aware that the programming that we got from our parents, and this is a message for parents, by the way, big thing. Really pay attention of what type of programming you're giving to your kids, because you are kind of like a mess inherited from your parents, like they gave you a bunch of stuff. But let's at some point stop that flow of, garbage, and let's begin with ourselves. Let's start choosing as a parents. Let's start choosing a better path, a better thoughts, and a better programming, because this is how we give it to our children. So let's not give trash to our children, right? If you eliminate a little bit of trash, they're gonna have a little bit less and a little bit less. And if you teach them how to be self-conscious, self-aware, then they can choose mostly good for themselves. And then we're creating a generation of happier, wealthier, luckier people. So basically that's it. If you guys have any questions about any of this, I can answer it on camera, off camera, whatever you want.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting. The inheritance from the parents, you mentioned to not take the garbage and pass on, which is actually very important. When the parent actually realize that, Anya then can consciously stop to pass on to the next generation. Can you talk a little bit more in depth on that one?
Yeah, exactly. So that's a very good point, George. So becoming a self-aware person, waking up yourself and knowing that you creating your life for yourself, but also having that responsibility for others. Sometimes people wouldn't do good for themselves, but when other is involved, especially a child, parents will do anything for their children. So, if you don't, if you're not really, so passionate about doing this self-conscious awareness path for yourself, at least do it for your children, because knowing how much influence you have on them is so crucial for their life. And parents usually love their children more than they love themselves sometimes. Like I see so many children, parents, they'll do anything for the child. So it's very simple. It's just every time you have a thought that produces some type of fear or something negative emotion, stop and ask yourself, what am I creating? Where this thought came from, if it feels bad, instead of getting like angry and reactive at a child, for example, right? And say, you're not supposed to do that, you're wrong. You can say to yourself, wait, I feel anger. Where this anger really come from? Is it my father used to scold me for that? It's like really digging a little bit into yourself first, before you just react to something, So it's all about paying attention and start noticing those little things. Noticing your emotion. It begins with noticing your emotions and tracing your emotions to your thoughts that produces the emotions. That's how easy it is. And a great tool of if you want to go even deeper, is to writing down the thoughts that creating those emotions and asking yourself, who would I be without this thought? And how I would do it differently, rewriting the thought. And you rewriting the thought, not even but of your father, because he gave it to, or your mother, or somebody who gave it to you, some kind of negative pattern. And that's it. It's so easy to just erase it. You say, no, this is not working for me anymore, and but you have to take a little bit of time, just like you go to the gym, you're really investing in your body. Now you can also invest in clearing your psyche, clearing your mind. It's like working out your mind, your good side, feeding that good wolf, which wolf wins. The boy came to the father and say, the father says, there are two wolves in your head. the good one and the bad one, and they're always fighting. That he was describing this one. They're always fighting. You're good, you're bad. And the boy asked the father, so which wolf wins? And the father said, the one that you feed the most, right? The one to which you give most attention. Are you mostly going into the I am creator of my world, so I can, create my world how I want it? Or you're more of a victim mentality where you go, everything is done to me, oh, the politicians is bad and now everything's gonna fall apart, and blaming. Or you can say, that's their reality, I create my own, and you step into here.
Thank you. What's your suggestion about you see the bottom as a baby born here?
Yeah.
How this baby be like a more effectively developed is one disciplined?
Discipline?
In your view, yeah.
So the soul is born with a great desire to create here something, because being born is a big step for the soul. So a child is born with a great desire to create something. The child already knows what it wants to do. The soul already wants what it wants to do. So as parents, honestly speaking, we don't need to try to imprint our own values or tell the child what to do in this lifetime. He already knows, or she already knows it. All we need to do as parents is to support and love and recognize the light and love in this child. We don't really need to shape or mold anything, because it's not a blank slate right here. That soul is just as infinite as you are, and has been going through as many reincarnations as you are, and it has a desire, and it's already born with those amazing supernatural abilities. Our job is not to shut it down. The only job as a parent is to keep supporting this diamond, this light, let it keep shining, and not shut it down with like, you're wrong, my way or highway, you don't know what you're doing, you gotta listen to me, all that stuff. Whatever you do with pointing finger, that is, point the finger at yourself, at yourself. Children should be only cherished, loved, recognized, supported, and loved. And that's all that as parents we need to do for them. That's it, recognizing their greatness. Yeah. Any more questions? Alec, you have any questions?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No,
Okay, he already knows everything, so the new generation. Well, thank you for watching. Enjoy your day and enjoy your life that's full of amazing things on the good line. Now you know how to switch from confusion into the good. It's so simple. Namaste.